Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru, your sister friend. And y'all know I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess centered lifestyle. Today, I want to talk about a topic that just keeps coming into my mind, and it is the word acceptance. I see acceptance as um, a power tool and something that needs to be understood so that when you use it, you're able to shoot, you're able to perhaps get unstuck and move around um, what looks like a situation that you just can't really figure out. So when I think about the word acceptance, it actually, I started pondering it more when I started practicing mindfulness. And because it's one of the attitudes of mindfulness that is important. And I actually have heard that it's something that a lot of people don't like talking about too much in mindfulness because people who are their students or, they're learning from them, is a little bit it can upset people. It can make people feel uncomfortable, this word acceptance. But I want y'all to know that in life, when we accept things, it is about being present to what is. It's not resignation, okay? It's not, I just got to live with this. That's not what acceptance is. Acceptance is the opposite of resistance. People don't understand. It seems like, and I've done this and I still have to call myself out on it. People think that resistance means and saying no to a thing means that, yeah, you're not gonna accept this and it's gonna change and everything's gonna be better. But resistance actually is engaging the very thing that you say you don't want. Resistance is essentially saying, yes, I want this. Because what you think about, what you focus your attention on, what you pour your energy, your ashe into, that is what you will have in your life. Acceptance is more of, you know what? This is unacceptable and I'm going to do something about it. Acceptance is simply, it's like getting real. It's like I'm telling the truth. This is what's going on in my life. This is what's going on. And I see it and okay, now I can see what I need to do about it. And to me, that's the difference. When we are saying no to something, it's like we're pushing up against it, right? And if we're pushing up against it, even think about the laws of the universe. For every reaction, there's an opposite and equal reaction. So every time we push, we're leaning into that thing. Think about it. When we were little kids and we were running around playing and we run into a room because we're running away, we don't want to get tagged. We run into the room and we push that door closed and we would just be leaning, pushing, pushing, pushing. No, 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 don't come in here and tag me. You're not going to get me. Push, push, push. And then what would the other person do? They would be pushing back, right? Leaning into it, even when we saying no to something and we're pushing against it. When we were trying not to get caught, we would lean into that door. We lean, lean into it. And that's what we're doing when we resist something. When we say no, 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 no. I do not like this. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. I don't like it. And y'all know what I'm talking about because we can accept something. Honestly, I think acceptance, it actually breeds just presence. I don't think it breeds, I don't like this. I think that's maybe a slight difference between the two. But when we leaning into that thing, think about it. You putting your energy into it when you pushing up against that door. You putting every bit of your muscle to keep the other person from getting you. You're pushing, pushing, pushing all your energy and effort pouring into it. That's what happens when we say, "No, no, 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 no. I don't like this in my life. I don't like it." And y'all already know Imma talk about my weight. Y'all already know. I don't wanna be like this. I don't like my size. This ain't okay. I'm not gonna accept it. And I used to think I could shame myself. I could, tell myself how horrible this is. I could just kind of like, you know, bully myself into doing the right thing. And I remember when I was probably, yeah, it was in my 40s. It was in my 40s. I think it no, late 30s. I remember thinking, um, you know what? I'm just gonna accept my body. I'm gonna receive that the little curves, when you get the little fat rolls back here on your back. Okay, some of y'all don't understand the fat rolls, but the ones that do, you get the little fat rolls that you never had before, and you're like, or maybe it's an extra fat roll because some people, they've been a little bit curvaceous their whole life. Okay, that's what we're gonna call it, curvaceous. They've been a little curvy their whole life, and so you get some. You're like, wait a minute, what? Oh my gosh! Finally, I started saying, you know what? This little extra fat right here on my back, it look as good as Beyonce. I used to think everybody think Beyonce looks good. So yeah, I think I look as good as Beyonce. I don't need Beyonce's body to look good. And I think Beyonce would tell me, show you right. I think she would tell me to put on a little cat suit that, she got on and dance with her and everything. Cause, I just think so. That's what I tell myself. That's what. And so once I did that and I truly was like, no, I just accept where I am. I'm okay with it. It was complete peace. I probably at the time, let's see here, my college weight was like, oh, me and this headset, I have not figured out how to keep it from not hurting my head. Excuse me, y'all. This is so squirrel moment, but I got to do something about this because my little head is sensitive. I don't have a lot of hair. I don't have a lot of hair up there. But anywho, um, just to kind of give y'all perspective, I was I remember being about 135 when I was in college. I had gotten up to like 150 at one point. And back then it looked like I was like huge. And my mom was like, what they feeding you over there at Spelman College? So I got down to like 135. Still folks thought I was kind of big. I've always been like perceived as a big girl. I don't know why. I'm confused. I don't know how much, it's like whatever. Cause I'm curvaceous, okay? Um, I don't know. Maybe 145. I remember, before having children was like an easy weight for me to maintain. And then after having children, both my kids, I got over 200 pounds, 205, something like that. And with my second son, my first son, I was able to get down to like 160 something. And then I got pregnant again. And now that's when I had a little bit of trouble. So I was at like I remember my highest weight, non-pregnant, baby is big, probably close to walking. Probably walking was like 190 something. And then some kind of way I got settled in at 180, mid 180s or whatever. And yeah, so it was around that time that I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'm accepting this. I'm accepting this." And I just gave y'all all those weights to show you 180 something for me, especially coming from 135. At some point, that was like, "Oh my God, I really have a different body here." And of course, when you have a baby, this little belly, it changes a little bit, until you can get it right and tight again. It changes. So I had a lot that I was dealing with in my mind. And so I just got to that place of acceptance at 180 something. I was like, I was good. I did hover at 170s at some point. Also. And at 170, I remember thinking, I can't stand this weight. At 170, I was at 170 when I initiated, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I am like so huge, and this is like the most horrible thing," And then, of course, once I went back into the 180s, I was like, what was wrong with 170?" you know? And so, what I know is the more we put ourselves in a place of acceptance, then we're not pouring the energy of resistance into that thing. Okay. Acceptance allows you to just be present with what is. When you lack judgment of a thing, you're not pouring all your energy into it. Because when you pour your energy into a thing, what ends up happening is that thing amplifies. The universe is like, I'm taking your cue. Like, you really and truly get to show me what you want. So tell me, what do you want? Okay, you hate, you pouring all this energy that the universe is not saying, oh, she hates this. No, the universe is like, where is she pouring her energy? And so the more you pour it into, I hate this about fill in the blank. The universe is like, okay, y'all, more. Oh, wow, this one is really deep. Bring on even more of this. This is what her focus is on. This is what she wants. And so some of what you have to do is you have to begin to help yourself to understand. Actually, the only meaning something has is the meaning that we give it. That's it. The only meaning that something has is the meaning that we give it. And so I have given myself a meaning. Well, being overweight is a bad thing for me because I don't judge other people who are overweight because I've trained myself. The society has a sickness in the United States with people's sizes. This is a sickness. There's nothing wrong if somebody is overweight. Nothing. If they are like, oh, I need to do something about. Okay, well, if it impacts your health negatively, maybe you need to do something about it. But there is no moral judgment. This is ridiculous, right? And I'm only using this as an example. Who knows what else it is, right? But the only meaning something has is the meaning that we give it. And so if we tell ourselves, this is about myself is bad, or this situation that happened to me is so horrible and terrible, and we don't lie to ourselves about the effect that something had on us, right? Yeah. When I was a little girl, it was some stuff I witnessed and experienced that was hurtful to me at the time, right? We don't lie about that. But what comes after, this is what happened, this is how it made me feel. What comes after that? And therefore, like for me, what did I say when I was a girl? And therefore, something must be wrong with me because I can't stop what I'm seeing. No, that's not true. That was just a story I made up with a little 4-year-old head, a little 4-year-old mind. That was a story I made up. I can change what that means. This happened to me as a child, and I'm a bad mamma jamma to make it out of that. See, I could change it at any given moment, and it completely and totally changes how I see it and how I experience life. And so acceptance is, yeah, that happened to me when I was a girl. I have this going on in my life. For me, it might be whatever. I'm working on my body, or I'm working on, crafting this new business as somebody who has been a homeschool mom for a while. It's a lot of stuff going on. And so I can make up any story. And so acceptance. I think that I need y'all to understand that we need to be more accepting of ourselves and the situations in our lives, because what we say no to is going to come to us faster. It's going to hang in there. What we push against is we essentially saying yes to. We have to be cautious of the stories that we're making up. Is there anything really wrong? Or you just picked up something that somebody said about you or said about your situation, right? Um, and then the way we can begin to like shift some of that is to say things like, um, you know what? We just have to begin to shift the story. There was a thing that just went off on my computer and it messed up my chain of thought. It was a little, what do you call it? Alarm or notification. So the other thing I wanted to tell y'all though is that I also think acceptance is important for what's going on in the world right now. Y'all know it is in the year uh AC after COVID, 2020 and 2. And it's a lot going on. For those of us in the United States, I know there's things going on in other parts of the world, but this is where I am. And we're going through our Pluto return. It's a lot going on. But one of the things that I said for everybody, doesn't matter where you live, is that it's just time for us to understand that we have got to celebrate. We cannot wait for the world or anything in our world to look a particular way in order for us to be happy. And that's really the message that I want to offer to you all. A lot of us walking around unhappy. I can't be happy until I'm just not gonna, it's like, no. Acceptance is just being present. Okay. I live in a country right now. Honestly, we all know this place has always been a little bit of an S show, right? We all know this, okay? Um, it seems like it's like worse now, and I don't care what anyone says. It's Pluto return, baby. Pluto return. This is no joke. Pluto return is huge. Um, There's so many things that we need to be focused on in order to, help make society better. Some of y'all gonna be focused on how folks eat. Some of y'all gonna be focused on how people have health care. Some of y'all gonna be focused on, politics and actual activism. And some of y'all gonna be focused on education. The list goes on and on. Who knows what the focus is for each person? In doing our part to make this country better, this world better. It is my hope that if you're watching my videos, that you have an intention to make a contribution to humanity. So it is I'm just under the um I am just making this on the premise that we are all doing something to make the world a better place. And so it's about, in a way, yes, we have to do our part. And at the same token, we have to make sure that we are doing what we can to live abundantly, increase our prosperity, have beautiful relationships, go on vacations, live life simply if that's what you want. Because as I get older, I'm finding I just need simplicity. I don't need a lot. Having a peace of mind and being able to be happy with what I do day to day. These are the things that matter to me the most. Whatever it is, grand, because some of us are here to be grand and, and have the bling bling. And some of us are here to be in between or to be more simple and live a minimalist life. But wherever you are, it is important for you to accept, especially if you feel like you're not there yet. Acceptance is going to get you there faster. If you just accept, okay, this is where I am today, it honestly puts you in a position um, where you can see the path forward. It puts you at such peace. There's no resistance. There's no energy being poured into what you don't want. In NLP, we say, are you toward motivated or are you away motivated? Toward motivated. You're moving toward what you want. When you are in acceptance, you will be toward motivated. When you are in resistance, you will be away motivated. Away means I'm just going to do this to get away from this. As soon as we're away from this, then it's over and we'll find ourselves right back there. Going back to my weight loss example. I used to, when I was in my 20s, I used to I don't love them anymore. It just actually makes me feel ill to think about it. But Reese's peanut butter cups. And I would tell myself, okay, we're going to skip eating them for a little while. And then when once I get down to my weight, I would always go back to eating the same way. I never would keep doing what kept the weight off. I would, you know, oh, weight's up. Let me, change it because I don't want to weigh this. I want to lose this weight. And so, that's just sort of how I've always been until recently. It's like, I don't want to be this weight. So let me do what I need to do. As soon as I got there, I would go right back to eating that way. That is called away motivated. You get away, and as soon as it doesn't feel uncomfortable, you revert back. And so, away motivation, it's resistance. It's gonna just keep you right there. Okay. I even think resistance to what's going on in society. I honestly believe that President Obama was elected because the other side couldn't stand him. Couldn't I mean, the notion of a black man being president in the United States, it was a lot of people, even people of color, who never imagined that we would see in our lifetime a black president. It didn't even cross my mind, right? Because that's not what we've had. And any other black people that had run, like Jesse Jackson, he didn't win. I remember the venom. I live in Tennessee. I just remember the venom coming from the other side, largely white people who were like, "We hate him." And this is not for or against Obama. I'm not even having that discussion because I know that's a complex discussion even amongst black people. But watching the election, I remember saying, "He's gonna win," just because they hate him so much. 2 years in office, baby. 2 years. And the people, which includes me, who couldn't was like, "No." And I did my best to not say no, but I was just like, "No," to the 45th president, whose name I will not say. Um, I honestly believe it was so many of us who were like, "Mm-mm," that that's what happened. Enough of that. And so I've learned just be accepting of things that I see. And it's accepting in the sense that, okay, I'm just present to it. I see it's here, and then I get toward motivated. I go look and see what can I do in society that will make a difference. There's like organizing groups that I'm here a part of, or I might donate to a campaign if this person is talking about, whatever this topic, whatever their platform is about everybody having equality and folks being able to eat and have health care. You're going to get my campaign donations, even if I don't live in your state. If I think it's a possibility they're going to win. Um, and so I think it's really important for us to think that if I've heard the nurses hating the healthcare system. I love that y'all have just made a pivot. You just going in a new direction. And it's important for us to accept this is what's going on with our healthcare system. And then what do we do to bring something that's a solution, which it may not be our job to bring the whole solution, but it's the more we say no, the more we're going to get it. I'm just using different topics that are coming to my mind. Doesn't even really matter what the details are. It just matters that we understand that acceptance is being present to what is going on. It removes the story that keeps us stuck. Okay. Resistance equals liberation. And how do you get to acceptance? Because acceptance is not resignation. Acceptance is just like, oh, okay, you're here. All right. So what am I going to do? That's it. That's it. I had written something down. I had written down some notes. I've just been thinking about this. But anywho, I hope that this is helpful to you all. Um, I think a lot of times, okay, I think a lot of times what I teach is not necessarily sexy. You know, I believe in ritual. I teach about it. Anybody who works with me, we're going to talk about ritual. Um, Hold on one second. Shoot, I need to run, y'all.